Hey,
Hi, guys.
I'm Rosie. This is Harmony. Our question for you is, have you been bamboozled?
Have you been bamboozled?
I think a lot of us have this year with the disease. We're not going to say the name of it because we don't want to get censored, but it's the plague.
Plague.
Let's call it the plague, okay? We feel like there's been a lot of shady stuff going on, political, global, like everything going on with it. It seems a little bit
Shady.
so we figured we'd start a channel and kind of discuss our thoughts on that, and then other areas where we've been bamboozled, not just the plague. But we are 8 months into it now, October, and I think people are gonna crack soon. I mean, we got a full moon on Halloween. The time is changing. Like, how long till people lose their, you know what? So, what is the motive, you think, behind the plague?
Did it come from bat soup?
I don't think so.
No.
Like, are we stupid enough to believe it was bat soup? Who believed it was bat soup?
Really?
Some people did.
Sheep.
Sheep. Yeah. So we've decided there's kind of two kinds of people in this world: lions and sheep. Be a lion, not a sheep. So the sheep are the followers. That's the people that like to be told what to do, that believe in everything the government tells them. The rule followers don't question anything. And I feel like the plague has brought out all the sheep.
Totally. We're the conspiracy theories, or AKA,
Truth seekers.
here we are.
Yeah. Don't like the word conspiracy theories because I feel like a lot of this stuff is true, especially this year. So let's talk about things that have led us to believe that there's something shady going on.
What about the test kits? They were all ordered in 2017 by almost all the major countries, from Australia, Canada, including us guys. Why were they all ordered in 2017?
They were testing for the plague. Yeah. So you saw the chart online, right? That had like all the countries listed. It says 3 years ago, guys. Why are they ordering test kits?
And Bill Gates did the speech 2015 and ironically 2017 about the
The plague or pandemic, what did he call it?
pandemic, biological warfare.
warfare.
So why were everybody so worried about all these things? And poof, 2020, we have the plague. So why were these ordered 3 years ago? Does it make you wonder?
It's definitely been planned. Like, stuff has come out so quickly, like the commercials. Did you guys notice? Like, within what?
April?
April? Yeah, so this all started in the US in like March. By April, we had all these professionally made commercials talking about
The new normal.
plague. Oh, the new normal. All the psychological warfare for your safety. What other catchphrases? Social distancing. Unprecedented times. We're all in this together. Like, it was so much of the same.
Over and over, repeated over and over again. However, they tell us Super Bowl, the commercials come out for the whole entire year because that's how long it takes them to make it. Obviously not.
Yes, but miraculously, within a few weeks, all these commercials were out and people were wearing masks and all of these. I mean, come on. And then the other thing that's suspicious to me, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with Dr. Yan, Yan. She's an epidemiologist and working at Hong Kong University who had to flee China because she had proved, like scientifically, this woman published like a 20-page scientific report on how the plague was genetically modified. Like, there's no way it could have been like happened naturally and gotten out as it was because of
From bat soup.
Yeah, from bat soup. Okay, yeah, it came from bats. I mean, the coronavirus might have been from a bat, she says, but it was modified.
It's 19.
The way it is. Yeah, it came out in 2019. But you know that virus has been around. It just, they let it out there.
The plague.
Yeah, so to me, the psychological stuff is the most disturbing. Like, the way I feel like we're being brainwashed. I don't know if you guys are aware of the study that Yale did. Basically, they had, I think it was 4,000 people in the study, and they broke them up into groups of 15 each, I think, or something like that. I don't know. There was 15 different groups. That's what they did. And they tested them to see what would convince them to take a vaccine that was released early. So what could I tell you to get you to take a vaccine that comes out by the end of this year? So some of the things they said were like, they used embarrassment, like shaming people. Like if you don't take the vaccine, wouldn't you feel horrible if like you gave the disease to somebody else? The other thing they used was like bravery. It's actually broken. You guys look up the Yale study came out in July of this year, July 2020, the Yale vaccine study. The other one they used was bravery, like, oh, well, are you not brave enough to take the vaccine? And there was about 10 different categories of psychological warfare they used, and this was funded by the government.
But let's
okay?
keep in mind, normal vaccinations take 3 to 5 years to
Yes.
produce.
And they're talking about what Trump is saying coming out end of this month, like November.
They will have a brand new vaccination
Yeah.
for the plague.
Yeah, and they're actually studying how to get people to take, like how to convince people psychologically to take it. And then the other one they're using is like for the greater good. Like, wouldn't you feel bad? Like, you have to take it as, you know, to help out society. Like, it's not for your safety, it's for everybody's safety.
I'm not taking it.
Oh, hell no. Like, who would be crazy enough? They
No.
don't. Pharmaceutical companies don't even have liability anymore for damage that can happen to you from a vaccine. Since 1986, you guys. So you could get some horrible problem with it and you can't even sue them. So I don't know. To me, this reminds me a lot of like the 1930s and the Nazis and Hitler propaganda. Like, he used a lot of the
Brainwashing.
for your safety, for the children's safety. There's actually a great quote by Hitler talking about how if the government wants to convince people to do something, you tell them it's for the safety of the children. Like, you're doing it for the children. And trying to normalize, like...
The new normal.
Yeah. See, the new normal, Hitler used to use that with, like, anti-Semitism. He tried to make it seem normal, and he actually targeted children. And, like, he would put it in children's books and stuff like that to make it seem like, oh, the anti-Semitism is normal and that kind of thing. So I don't know. But for me, like, this is the kind of stuff I'm seeing with these commercials and these studies. It's kind of terrifying.
It's very interesting.
And it's worked. Like, you've seen all the sheep. Like,
They're all wearing masks, even at the beach. Outside, at the beach. Come on, guys. Why do you need a mask outside at the beach?
I was at the beach a couple weekends ago, and I saw a guy jogging completely alone, nobody else anywhere near him, with a mask on. I've seen people in their cars.
Wearing it, driving down the road.
I'm like, really?
Why?
It's gotten to them.
The new normal.
It has,
Sheep.
Yes, it has gotten to them. So this whole psychological stuff they're using, I mean, just wait. If the second this vaccine comes out, you guys are going to start seeing them use like these phrases that you know, like, oh, you're doing it for the greater good, or won't you be ashamed if you don't take it, or aren't you brave enough to take it? Like, they're going to start using these psychological things in the advertising. Like, the media's going to say it,
Totally.
the government's going to say it. These are messages you guys are going to see.
I don't know if anybody else has gotten the flu vaccination and or their children have gotten the flu or had to go get Tamiflu way back when 3+ years ago, and it was $125. But just recently, within maybe February, January, there was a generic version that came out.
Yep.
That was $10.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it a little ironic? And the Tamiflu expired in February of 2017.
Yeah, the patent on it.
That a new plague that could come out to make just as much money, being a cure or something to take care of you while you're sick.
Right, like a treatment. Not,
What would it be, or how much would it cost? Because we have no idea yet for the plague. Money makers, pharmaceutical companies, follow that money trail, guys. It's all there.
follow the money. I've always said, if you cannot figure out something or why something is happening the way it is, follow the money. Yeah, Tamiflu, they're not making much money on Tamiflu anymore. The patent's gone.
It's $10.
COVID kind of spreads like the flu.
Totally. The plague spreads just like it.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that ironic?
Yep.
And it, interestingly, expired in 2017. Makes you
What
kind
else
of
happened?
wonder.
What else happened in 2017?
They ordered test kits in 2017. And Bill Gates' last speech was in 2017 about biological, aka pandemic, plague, warfare.
Yep. The other motive also that I see for it is, you know, the people that want the one world government, call them globalists or whatever they call themselves to try to make it seem better than what it is. But
They're working towards it, guys.
They really are. Like, if you think
Pay
about
attention.
it, think about the world organizations and how they seem to be having more power. Like the the WHO, the WHO, you know, the EU, UN, NATO, all this stuff. All these organizations are kind of a move towards a one world government. It's not something that can happen overnight, right? In order to establish a one world government, you need a cause to unite you, right?
Mm-hmm.
What better than a pandemic?
To unite the whole entire what?
The
One
world.
government.
Yeah. So, I mean, you have to erode national sovereignty to get to this point, right? So you can't, I mean, it's not something you can do all at once. And other things I've seen used to kind of push the one world government agenda is like climate change, like the Paris agreements and all that. I mean, you got to find issues that span a bunch of nations in order to push this agenda for their utopian society that they want to bring about. I don't know. To me, the globalist type people, I call them sheep. They're sheep. They just want somebody to tell them what to do, you know. But that's
Sheep.
That's what they're doing. They're using fear to control and to push their agenda. Because if you have a population that's terrified, of course they're going to look to the government or the powers that be or the global government, whatever, for consolation and to like help them through the hard time. They're terrified. So that's why all the fear mongering is going on. I mean,
And the commercials that go with
the
it.
commercial, and you never hear good news. It's always like, oh, cases are spiking, or, you know.
Or there's another riot. Or there's another this.
all fear. It's all fear. And you never hear when cases are going down. I mean, there's been decline in most states at this point. But yet you don't hear about it. They're always pushing the negative stuff to scare us because they need control.
Totally. They didn't even want to send our children back to school.
Yeah, even though kids have barely gotten it, right? They're not even really spreaders. There's like, they'll find like one case of a child and they'll turn it into like a huge news story when it's like 0.0001% or something of kids that have contracted it. No, but they're using it to control.
And we're finally on phase 3 of the
Phase 3.
pandemic that they are going to open up the schools halfway through.
We'll
But
see.
again, fear mongering.
How do you think that's going to go? Like, when kids go back to school, you think they'll stay open around here? I don't know.
Honestly, it's a really good question between the teachers and the students and wearing masks for 6 to 8 hours from kindergarten to third grade on rotation. I don't think it's going to go well. I really don't.
No. I think one case and stuff's going to shut down. Like,
Totally.
They don't, I don't know. And plus keeping the kids out of school, that's, you know, fear. It's another, you know, the closer you get to normal, the less control the government has. And people are at the point where I feel like they're believing everything.
Every single solitary thing they hear.
As an attorney, I cannot get over like the legal inaccuracies that people believe. Like Biden and maybe Trump at one point have both said that they're going to have national mask mandates. Are you kidding me? Like, can people not open up their constitution and realize that that power is not granted to the federal government? Like,
And please let these masks go away.
oh my God, I'm so over it. And no, it cannot be passed. There is no such thing as a national mask mandate. It could never happen because the executive power does not have that power. Okay, people, please, I beg you all to get a copy of the Constitution and understand like how many of your rights have been taken away just in the last 8 months.
Pay close attention.
These governors are acting like tyrants, like dictators. They're passing what people think are laws, but they didn't go through the legislature. They were just executive orders. And people are following them. Like, oh, I can't, it's a law. I can't break the law. I got to follow. It's not a law.
You have to wear your mask. You have to go in the grocery store. You have to do this. How many times have you got to that door and you're like, oh, I have to get mine?
Mm-hmm.
I'm so over the mask.
Me too. I can't. I feel like I'm suffocating. Like, I understand if you're sick, like, obviously you're coughing, sneezing, put a mask on, please. Don't spread it. Don't go out, really.
Order it online if you need to.
But, you know, people are wearing them to go. I saw a couple today going for a walk, hand in hand. So it wasn't two strangers. It was like
Together.
a married couple or a boyfriend, girlfriend. They both had masks on. There was nobody within like 100 yards of them. I'm like, what?
Sheep.
Sheep. Don't be a sheep. Be a lion.
Sheep.
And what do you think about so So
Trump.
Trump's got COVID.
How ironic. Right before the election?
October surprise.
Maybe.
What do you guys think? Like,
You think he really has it?
does he have it? Is he trying to like fool people that like?
Or is he going to have the cure or the vaccination that ironically changes everything?
Oh, do you mean the medicine that costs, you know, 40, 50 cents? I'm not going to say the name because I'll probably be censored, but the H drug that costs nothing that probably
So the
helps
pharmaceutical
people?
mummies can't make any money.
No, they can't. That's what, you guys, if you're wondering why stuff is getting pulled off of social media, like all the platforms, it's because big pharmaceutical companies pay for most of the ads that are on Facebook and YouTube and all that. Take a look at how many, and even TV, you can't even watch a show without a big pharma commercial.
Censoring those
Okay.
words, though.
But so they don't want you to know that the cheapest drug that's been around since like the 40s is effective. They want to like pump out their, you know, $2,000 treatment drug and
Tamiflu was $125 a pop, guys. Pay close attention.
yes, watch you guys. Follow the money.
Money.
Yeah. All right.
Guys, it's been good. Remember, don't be a sheep.
Don't be a sheep. Lion, not sheep. And don't get bamboozled. Please think for yourselves. So we'll try to pop on once a week and talk about different things. If you guys have ideas for topics or things you want to,
And let us know how you like it.
yeah, give us suggestions, please. And in the meantime, just try not to get bamboozled. All right. See ya.
Have a great day.